welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new here, welcome to the vlog. So today's video is going to be on the new Weight Watchers 2025 programme. This is not sponsored in any way, it is my honest opinion after being and following on the plan for the last month. So over the years I've really struggled with my weight. It's up, down, yo-yo all over the place, mostly on the way up unfortunately, and being perimenopausal as I am, I'm finding it even more difficult to lose weight. So I find that it really helps to have a goal in mind, and this year happens to be mine and my husband's 10-year wedding anniversary. We are off back to Las Vegas where we got married 10 years ago, and we're recreating it, but this time I have a dress to get into. Last time it was all done very quickly and I didn't have a proper dress, so this time I've gone out, I've got a dress. That is my goal. I've got the dress, I just need to have it fitted. My first fitting is on the 2nd of May. So I've got roughly just under 3 months now to try and lose a little bit more weight. So I thought I would try Weight Watchers. I've tried so many other plans in my time. So I have done Slimming World, which was great for the meetings. And there was meetings in my local village, but they all got kind of a bit samey after a few months of going, so I didn't really want to do Slimming World again, but I wanted to do something similar. What else have I tried? I've tried Second Nature, which was a big bust for me, just didn't work. I've tried Noom, which I really liked because that was more from the, I guess, the psychological side of things. That's helped me to understand why I eat, what I eat, when I eat. I have tried things like the shakes, not necessarily Slim Fast shakes, but just shakes, and they're okay, but they get a bit samey, and then I don't find them really sustainable for long-term weight loss and keeping it off really, because the moment you go back onto normal food, your weight's just going to go up again. I've also tried celebrity fad diets, again, not really working for me, so I decided I would go back to Weight Watchers because I had really good success on that a few years ago, and I just wanted to see how different it was this time round. So because I have a really busy lifestyle, it's really difficult for me now to go to meetings because I never know whether or not I'm actually going to be there from one week to the next. I don't want to get charged for not going to a meeting. I know you're allowed like maybe 6 off in a year, but that just doesn't sit right with me when I have to pay for something that I'm not actually using at the time. So just using it fully on the app works really well for me, but I do have the option if I want to go to meetings as well. So the app, and I'll give you a quick overview of it now. I have found it really quite intuitive to use, not really that difficult. It may be a little bit overwhelming to begin with, and you get a few little short intro videos or things to read basically on how to use the app. That was enough for me. I wish there'd been a little bit more to begin with, but to be honest, you're just going to pick it up as you go along. So I found it really easy to set up. I literally just, once I'd gone in and purchased the plan online, you download the app, you put all of your information in it, you put what weight you are now, you put your height in it. You can set a goal weight as well. What I would suggest is maybe not put something like massively stretching, so maybe not like your end goal. So my end goal is probably to lose about 5 stone, but I think on this time I just put in to lose 2 or 3 stone, just so that I can feel comfortable in my wedding dress. And then after that, then who knows, maybe I'll get that 5 stone one day, I don't know. So I will show some screen recordings here of what I've done. It's really easy to log your food, log your weight, and I've not really done the logging activity because I do find that it syncs, the app syncs with my Apple Watch and my Apple phone, so I've not really necessarily needed to do that. I've also got the Peloton app and it seems to sync with that as well. So all of my activity is just automatically recorded, which is great. It records your steps. Again, mine's taken from my watch, but I find that really easy. When it comes to breakfast and lunch, I'm a bit of a creature of habit, and I'll just show you what I do now. So when it comes to breakfast, I have to admit I am a creature of habit. I do really like my porridge in the morning, and that's not changed since before I went on Weight Watchers, but porridge with some strawberries. I try to weigh it out as best I can, Usually around about 40 grams, put some strawberries on top, whack it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and voila. I always go with skimmed milk. I do prefer the semi-skimmed milk, but skimmed milk's usually a bit better. There we are, porridge with strawberries on top. The only difference between what I do now versus what I did before is I used to put a bit of honey on the top and now I don't. But this whole bowl, because the oats are 0 points, the strawberries are 0 points, the only thing that is pointed is the milk, which is 2 points. So this whole breakfast for me is only 2 points. So prior to Weight Watchers, I always used to eat the golden vegetable rice for lunch until when I started Weight Watchers. I then use the handy little feature where you can just scan the barcode, and I found out that this little package here is worth 10 points. So guess who will not be eating that again? As well as eating lunch and preparing it, I need to walk my dog at lunch times as well, and I really don't have that much time. I have an hour, which is what most people have. So I will just generally stick to this: a wrap, ham, cucumber. And so here we have my lunch for today. A ham and cucumber wrap. So when it comes to getting your initial points allowance for the day, it'll tell you what that is. So I have found that if you drop from 1 stone down to the next, so you're 14 stone and then you drop to like 13 stone 11, you'll then see a reduction in the daily amount of points that you get. But you also get weekly points, which I really like, because that's kind of, I use that as my buffer zone. And you will notice that those weekly points will go up with the more exercise that you do. I try not to eat into them, quite literally, too much, but I have found that that is a really useful feature. One of the things that I really like about the app is that when you go in there and you record what you've eaten, you can use the search bar to search on a number of different items of food, and it will bring them up. It will bring up ones from different supermarkets, etc. as well, which I find quite useful. But what it will do is it will actually save what you've had for breakfast or for lunch or whatever that day, so that if you do go and have that meal again in the future, you can literally just tap it on there and it all uploads into your points, which is great. Which, because I am a creature of habit, my breakfast and my lunch tend to be the same most days unless I'm out and about. Another thing that I really like about the app is when it comes to doing our food shop, I like to try and plan ahead as much as I can. So I will plan our meals out for the week, and it has got some really nice recipes in there. I was a little bit dubious about trying the recipes out because last time I tried Weight Watchers recipes a few years ago, they just tasted bleh. But these ones are actually quite nice. So I've tried like the turkey lasagna, and instead of using lasagna sheets or pasta sheets, use sweet potato. Or my husband doesn't like sweet potato, so I just recently redid that again, and I put in just normal pieces of potato. And one of the things that I found really helpful about the app is the recipes. And I know for me in the past, Weight Watchers recipes have been a bit hit and miss, and sometimes they lack a bit of flavour. But I've done a couple this week and I found that they've worked perfectly. And one of my favourites is doing a lasagna but with turkey mince, and instead of pasta, doing it with sweet potato. So that's worked out really well, and I've managed to cook myself 4 batches of that now. And so I'll just show you a quick. Just got 1 onion, although I put 2 in here because I liked them. I've got 2 carrots that I'm going to dice, then I'm going to fry that up for 6 minutes. Then whack in the turkey mince. It does have layers of potato with it, but normally sweet potato, but my husband really doesn't like sweet potato, so I'm going to try it this time with the potato. I've done it with sweet potato before and that was really nice. And then we've got sage, and although it's supposed to be fresh sage, but I find dried sage works fine. You've got spinach, and we've got some chopped tomatoes and garlic and tomato puree, And there is ricotta cheese and an egg that gets whipped up to go as the topping. So I'm just going to whiz all this together, and I will show you what it all looks like at the end. And there we have it. Gorgeous. And even nice with just a tad bit of barbecue sauce. So it's dead easy again when it comes to recording your weight. It doesn't give you prompts if you like to do it every week. It depends. You can just upload your weight whenever you want to do that. I've been trying to do that every week on a Wednesday, and here's me doing it now. So today is weigh day number 5. I'm going to step on the scales and hope that I've lost some weight this week. I was much better this last week than I was the week before. So let's see. So whilst I'm not going to share my actual weight, I am happy to report that I have now lost 7.5 pounds in a month, and that makes me happy, which is pretty good, more than I thought I would do, seeing as I've really struggled to lose weight over the last 2 years. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So a healthy lifestyle also includes walking, and that's why I'm slightly out of breath. So I like to try and fit in a good 2.5-3 hours of exercise a week, because I really find that helps to boost my weight loss. So at the moment I'm out walking in the countryside, which is luckily very close to where I live. Taking Rocco out for a walk for an hour up and down the hills, just so that I can get my cardio going a little bit. It takes me about an hour or so to do this walk. I like to just whack on some tunes or do what I'm doing today and listen to a Peloton workout, outdoor workout, whilst I'm walking, and that's what I'm doing today. I always think that exercise and good eating, healthy eating, it kind of goes by the 80-20 rule. So 80% is what you eat, 20% is exercise. So, and I've tried it before, don't just try exercising without looking at what you're eating, because 9 times out of 10 for me it just hasn't worked. But I find walking and going on the Peloton bike is probably the 2 things that I do the most, and ones that I find work for me. So just find what works for you and try to carve it into your week. So as I've said before, you can join a meeting if you want to go to a local meeting. That would be the core membership plus workshops, I think it's called, when you're looking at the pricing of it. I've chosen not to do that this time, literally because I never know where I am some days from one day to the next. And plus, the main bugbear for me about this is, maybe it's because I live in a village, but the nearest workshop that I can actually attend, which would either be on a weekend or an evening, is 10 miles away, and for me that's just not going to be, this doesn't work for me. But, and one thing that I haven't seen on like the Slimming World app that I've done before a couple of years ago, is they now offer virtual meetings so that you don't have to go, you can literally just join in on your phone. I've not actually done it yet, but I am intrigued to try it, and maybe this was something that came out of COVID, I don't know, but it's the one feature that I've seen on the app that I haven't seen on any other kind of weight loss app. Yes, there's a community bit, you know, on the pages as well on other apps that I've seen, but not to actually have a virtual meeting. So that for me is probably going to work out quite well when I actually maybe need a little bit of extra help and extra motivation. So let's talk price. So I have got Vitality membership, so in health insurance, and one of the features of that insurance is that I can get Weight Watchers for a one-off fee of £30 for 6 months, and that covers the core membership, which is the app, and also workshops if I want to join those as well. So for me, that's a huge plus. But if you're not lucky enough to have health insurance that will cover it, then Weight Watchers are always doing plenty of different deals on it. So I know in January they had one deal on it. They've got another deal on it at the moment where you get up to 58% off. So I think it's like £8 a month for the core membership for 8 months, or if you want to go for the core and the workshops, it's £12 a month for 8 months, and then reverts back to its normal fee, which I think is £18.95 for just the core membership and something like £21.95 for the core plus the workshops. So all in all, not bad pricing. I would tend to go for the deal because that's what I do. I always look for a deal. I try not to pay top price on anything. And yeah, so just watch out for the deals and pick a time, date, whatever that works for you. Pick a deal that works for you, because there's no point in paying over the odds for something if you can get it cheaper. So let's talk pros and cons. So big pro for me is that it's really quick and easy to use. It fits into my lifestyle. It's personalised to you, and it's also flexible yet in a structured way. So for me, I need some kind of structure, but I also need it to be flexible. I cannot be so strict with myself as to, oh, I can't eat that, I can't eat that, I can't eat that. The moment I tell myself I'm on a diet, I want to eat everything. So that's not going to work for me. But luckily, the Weight Watchers app, it allows for that flexibility. So if you're going out for a meal one night, I always find that it's quite helpful actually to look online at the menu before I go and figure out what I'm going to have. But also the app will give you suggestions on what you can eat and you know, that's better to eat on the plan. So the cons, I guess it could be a little bit overwhelming for beginners, but you'll soon get past that. But for me, the biggest con is not being able to find a Weight Watchers group that I can actually attend close by to me. That would be the one thing that really does irk me about it, because I would like to go to a meeting and I would like to share my ideas and get some ideas off others in a group setting. So the last thing that bugs me just ever so slightly would be the fact that when I am scrolling for something that I'm searching for a food, it will just say medium portion, large portion, and I haven't quite yet figured out what it means by medium portion, large portion, like how many grams of that, how many tablespoons is that, how many teaspoons is that. That I have not found yet. It may be somewhere, but after a month on it, I've not found it. So there we go, there is my honest review for you for the Weight Watchers app and the program. I would probably give it maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are. What ones have you tried, and what ones have you liked? What ones have worked? What ones haven't? Let me know what you think about Weight Watchers if you tried that. Put it all in the comments below. I do take my time to respond to every single comment that comes as well. But for now, that's it. And if you're trying to lose weight, good luck.